Hey warrior, have you ever noticed how much energy we waste? I'm not talking about the energy spent at the gym or on a long project. I'm talking about the quiet, invisible drain that happens every single day in 1,000 tiny moments. It's the energy we spend explaining ourselves, justifying our choices, defending our path to people who will never walk it. We craft careful responses to careless comments. We rehearse arguments in the shower for debates that never happen. We lie awake at night, replaying a conversation, thinking of all the things we should have said to make someone finally understand us. This is the great, silent thief of our power. It's a battle fought on a field of words, where victory is an illusion, and the only certain outcome is exhaustion. You win the argument, but you lose your peace. They finally get it, but you've lost 3 hours of your life and a piece of your focus. We have been taught that our voice is our power, and it is, but we've misunderstood how to use it. We believe we must broadcast our intentions, our struggles, our reasons, to gain acceptance or prove our worth. And so we talk, we explain, we plead our case to a jury of friends, family, co-workers, and strangers on the internet, hoping for a verdict that says, you are valid, you are right, you are enough. But what if the most powerful thing you could do is stop talking? What if true strength isn't found in the clever defense or the perfect explanation, but in a quiet, unwavering commitment to your own path? What if your actions, your results, your very presence could become an argument so profound that it needs no words? This is not about being passive. This is about being deliberate. It's about choosing a different kind of battle, one fought not in the noisy arena of public opinion, but in the silent citadel of your own mind. It's about conserving your most precious resource, your energy, your focus, your will for the things that truly matter, your work, your growth, your character. Today, we are going to explore the forgotten art of letting your life speak for you. We will walk the path of the quiet warrior, the stoic builder, the focused creator. We will learn to distinguish between the urge to explain and the duty to act. We will find freedom not in being understood by everyone, but in understanding ourselves. This is the path to reclaiming your energy, your power, and your peace. This is the path of action, not apology. And it begins the moment you decide that your life's work is too important to be interrupted by the need to explain it. Imagine a master craftsman in his workshop. He's a woodworker, let's say. His hands are calloused, his brow is furrowed in concentration, the air is thick with the scent of sawdust and varnish. He is building a chair, not just any chair, but a piece that is destined to be a masterpiece. He spends hours, days, weeks, selecting the right wood, measuring each piece with perfect precision, carving intricate details. He doesn't stop to post photos of his progress online seeking likes. He doesn't call his friends to describe the grain of the oak he chose. He doesn't write a long post defending his choice to use traditional joinery instead of modern screws. Now, imagine someone walks into his workshop, a critic. Why are you using that kind of wood? The critic asks. Maple would be stronger. The craftsman doesn't look up. He continues his work, the gentle rasp of the sandpaper, the only reply. That design is old-fashioned, the critic continues. No one wants a chair like that anymore. You should be making something more contemporary. The craftsman sets down his tool, wipes his hands on his apron, and looks not at the critic, but at the chair. He runs his hand along a perfectly smoothed curve. He feels the balance, the integrity of the object he is creating. He doesn't offer a defense. He doesn't launch into a lecture on the history of furniture design. He simply picks up his tool and goes back to work. Weeks later, the chair is finished. It is placed in a gallery. People gather around it. They don't need a plaque explaining the craftsman's choices. They can see the dedication in the seamless joints. They can feel the passion in the flawless finish. They can understand the artist's vision simply by looking at the work itself. The chair speaks. It speaks of discipline, of patience, of an unwavering commitment to quality. Its existence is a more powerful statement than any argument the craftsman could have ever made. The critic's words are long forgotten, like ripples in a pond that have vanished. The chair remains. This is the mindset we are aiming for. We live in a world that is obsessed with the narrative, the explanation, the behind-the-scenes commentary. We are constantly prompted to share our story, but we often mistake this for sharing our every thought, our every insecurity, our every justification. There are two distinct types of people in this world, and the difference between them is the source of their power. The first type of person is the explainer, the defender, the justifier. Their energy is externalized. When faced with criticism or misunderstanding, their immediate instinct is to correct the record. They believe that other people's perception of them is a fortress that must be defended at all costs. If a co-worker questions their decision on a project, they write a 5-paragraph email detailing their entire thought process, CCing management to ensure their rationale is officially documented. If a family member makes a passing comment about their life choices, their career, their partner, their decision not to have kids, they spend the rest of the evening in a tense, circular debate, trying to force the other person to see the logic of their path. They are addicted to the drug of validation. A negative comment online can derail their entire day, as they get sucked into a back and forth with a stranger, desperately trying to win over an anonymous avatar who holds no real stake in their life. The explainer believes that control comes from managing what others think. Their peace of mind is fragile, held hostage by the opinions of the outside world. They are constantly reacting, never truly acting. Their life is a series of defensive maneuvers, a frantic dance of impression management. The tragedy is that in all this effort to be understood, they lose touch with themselves. Their focus is so fixated on the audience that they forget the play itself. They are the actor who is constantly looking out at the crowd, trying to gauge their reaction, and in doing so, they forget their lines. Then there is the second type of person, the builder, the stoic, the doer. Their energy is internalized. They have cultivated a rich inner world, a solid foundation of self-knowledge and purpose. They understand a fundamental truth that the explainer has missed. You can't control what others think, but you can control your actions. You can't manage every perception, but you can manage your focus. When faced with criticism, the builder's first reaction is not to defend, but to discern. They ask themselves a simple question: is there any truth here that I can use to improve? If the answer is yes, they absorb the feedback silently, with gratitude, and integrate it into their work. They see criticism not as a personal attack, but as data. It is fuel for the fire of their own growth. If the answer is no, if the criticism is born of ignorance, jealousy, or malice, they do something radical. They do nothing. They let it go. They understand that engaging with baseless negativity is like wrestling with a ghost. You only exhaust yourself. They conserve their energy. That precious finite energy is not to be wasted on pointless arguments or futile explanations. It is the fuel for their mission. It is the lifeblood of their craft. While the explainer is busy crafting the possible, perfect rebuttal on social media, the builder is laying another brick in the wall of their empire. While the explainer is losing sleep over a snide remark, the builder is getting up at dawn to practice their skill, to read another book, to push their limits. Their validation comes not from applause, but from progress. Their confidence is not built on the shifting sands of public opinion, but on the bedrock of their own discipline. They let their success, their character, their body of work be their statement. They live by the wisdom of the ancient Stoics, who taught that the chief task in life is to separate what is in our control from what is not. The opinions of others, not in our control. Our responses, our actions, our integrity, entirely in our control. Think of the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius. He was arguably the most powerful man in the world. He faced political intrigue, constant warfare, personal tragedy, and the crushing weight of an empire. He had every reason to. complain, to justify his difficult decisions, to lash out at his enemies. Yet, what did he do? He turned inward. He wrote to himself in his private journals, which we now know as meditations. He wasn't explaining himself to the Senate or the Roman people. He was explaining himself to himself. He was counseling his own soul, reminding himself of his principles, focusing his mind on virtue, duty, and acceptance. He spent his energy not on managing his public image, but on mastering his inner world. And the result? His actions and his character built a legacy that has endured for 2 millennia. His empire crumbled, but his wisdom remains a fortress for minds seeking strength. His work speaks for him long after he is gone. This is not a call to become a hermit or to be arrogant and dismissive. It's about strategic silence. It's about understanding the economy of energy. Every minute you spend explaining yourself to someone who is committed to misunderstanding you is a minute you could have spent improving your product, your health, your mind, or your relationships with those who do support you. It's a trade. And for too long, we have been making a bad trade. Let's bring this into your life. Right now, think about the last week. How much time and mental energy did you spend on the side of the explainer? Did you get into a text argument that went nowhere? Did you fume for an hour about a comment your boss made, replaying it over and over? Did you feel the need to justify a personal choice to friends who questioned it, even though their approval changes nothing about your reality? Now, imagine you had all that time back, all that mental bandwidth. What could you have done with it? You could have finished that chapter of your book. You could have gone for that run you skipped. You could have been fully present with your kids instead of being mentally preoccupied with a pointless conflict. You could have simply sat in silence and enjoyed a moment of peace. The shift from explainer to builder begins with a conscious, deliberate choice. It's the decision to value your focus more than your ego. Your ego screams for justice. It wants to be right, to be seen as right. Your ego is the part of you that gets hooked by the bait of an argument. It thrives on drama and validation. But your higher self, your inner Stoic, knows that true power is not about winning the argument. It's about not needing to argue in the first place. Here is a practical way to begin this shift. The next time you feel that pull, that hot, urgent need to defend yourself, pause, take a deep breath, and perform what I call a return on energy calculation. Ask yourself, if I invest my time and energy into this explanation, this argument, what is the likely return? Will it genuinely solve the problem? Will it make me a better person? Will it move me closer to my goals? Or will it just drain my battery, create more resentment, and achieve nothing of lasting value? Be brutally honest with yourself. 99% of the time, the answer will be clear. The return is negative. The cost, your peace, your focus, your time, is far too high for the fleeting satisfaction of getting the last word. In that moment of clarity, you have a choice. You can follow your old pattern and dive into the fray, or you can choose the path of the builder. You can take that energy you were about to waste and redirect it. Your coworker sends a passive-aggressive email questioning your method. Instead of writing a defensive novel in response, you can write a simple, professional, one-sentence reply. Thank you for the feedback. The project is on track as planned. And then you take all that fiery energy you feel and you pour it into making the project so undeniably successful that any questions about your method become irrelevant. Your work will be the answer. A relative criticizes your financial choices at a family dinner. Instead of getting into a heated debate about your budget, you can smile, say, "I appreciate your concern. It's something we've thought a lot about," and then change the subject. You refuse to let their anxiety become your own. You go home and, with a calm and focused mind, you continue to execute the financial plan that you and your partner have carefully built for your future. Your financial security in 10 years will be the only statement you need to make. Someone leaves a nasty comment on your social media post, Your fingers itch to type a savage comeback. Instead, you pause. You remember the craftsman in his workshop. You see that comment for what it is, a fleeting, meaningless distraction, a puff of smoke. You can choose to delete it, to block the person, or most powerfully to simply ignore it. And then you turn off your phone and you go and do the thing you were posting about. You go to the gym, you practice your instrument, you write your code, you live your life. Your progress is your revenge. Your peace is your victory. This practice is not easy. It feels unnatural at first. Our brains are wired for social connection and social approval. The desire to be understood is deeply human. When you first start practicing this form of energetic conservation, your ego will scream in protest. It will feel like you are letting them win. It will feel like you are being weak. But you must reframe this. You are not being weak. You are being strategic. You are not letting them win. You are choosing to play a different game entirely, a game where the only opponent is your own potential. Let's consider the story of an entrepreneur I know. She started a small, sustainable clothing brand. From the beginning, she was flooded with opinions. Your prices are too high. You should use cheaper materials to grow faster. Your designs are too niche. In the early days, she spent countless hours on the phone, in emails, and on social media, defending every choice. She explained her sourcing, justified her pricing model, and argued the merits of her aesthetic. She was exhausted, and her business was stagnating. She was spending more time talking about her work than doing it. One day, she hit a wall. She was burnt out, frustrated, and on the verge of quitting. She realized she was serving the critics, not her customers, and certainly not her own vision. So, she made a radical change. She stopped explaining. She wrote a clear and concise mission statement on her website, detailing her commitment to sustainability and quality. That was her one and only explanation. From that point on, when critics came, and they always do, she would politely refer them to her website and then disengage. She stopped participating in the debate. All that energy she reclaimed, she poured back into her craft. She obsessed over her designs. She built relationships with ethical suppliers. She focused on creating an incredible experience for the customers who did believe in her vision. Her business began to transform. The quality of her clothes spoke for itself. Her loyal customers became her advocates. They were the ones who answered the critics in the comment sections. They were the ones who shared the brand story with genuine passion. Her brand grew not because she convinced the skeptics, but because she served the believers. She let her product become the argument. Today, her company is a multi-million-dollar enterprise, celebrated for its integrity and design. Her success is a quiet, powerful testament to the day she chose building over explaining. This is the power you have access to, the power of quiet, focused, relentless action. This is the Stoic ideal in modern form. Epictetus, a former slave who became one of the most revered Stoic philosophers, taught that we must be sick to our external impressions. He meant that we should be indifferent to things outside our control. He advised his students, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. What he meant was, let go of the need to appear smart, to appear right, to manage everyone's perception of you. Focus only on the work of your own improvement. Your character will eventually shine through. When you stop wasting energy on defense, you create a surplus. This surplus of energy is the raw material for greatness. You can invest it in what the Stoics called your ruling faculty, your mind, your reason, your will. You can use it to build habits that serve you. You can wake up earlier, not to get a head start on your emails, but to spend 30 minutes in silence, clarifying your purpose for the day. You can use it to be more present in your relationships. When you're with your loved ones, you can be truly with them, not mentally replaying a conflict from work. You can listen more deeply because your mind isn't cluttered with the noise of unwon arguments. This surplus of energy also builds resilience. When you are not constantly reacting to every little slight and criticism, you develop a calm, centered strength. Life will still throw challenges at you. People will still be difficult, but it won't rock your foundation. You will have an inner fortress that external events cannot breach. You will see setbacks not as personal failures that require elaborate justification, but as problems to be solved. Your car breaks down? The explainer complains about their bad luck and the shoddy manufacturing. The builder calls a tow truck and starts researching reliable mechanics. The project gets a negative review. The explainer blames the unfair reviewer and the impossible deadline. The builder analyzes the feedback for useful data and starts planning version 2. The focus is always on the next productive action, not on the unproductive emotion. This doesn't mean you become a robot, devoid of emotion. On the contrary, you feel your emotions more cleanly, more purely, because they are not tangled up in the need to perform them for an audience. You feel anger, but instead of using it to fuel a bitter tirade, you use its energy to drive a powerful workout. You feel disappointment, but instead of broadcasting it for sympathy, you let it teach you a valuable lesson in private. You process your emotions internally, using them as fuel and information, rather than leaking them externally as noise and drama. The world is noisy. Everyone has an opinion, a platform, a megaphone. The temptation is to add your own noise to the cacophony, to shout louder, to argue harder, to make sure your side is heard. The Stoic path, the builder's path, is countercultural. It is the path of quiet strength. It is the path of the deep river, not the shallow, babbling brook. The brook is loud, but it is easily diverted. The river is silent, but it carves canyons. So, how do you become the river? You start by building your dam. Your dam is your set of personal principles, your non-negotiables, your definition of a life well lived. You must know what you stand for, what you are building, and why. This clarity is what allows you to ignore the distractions. When you know your destination, you are less likely to be tempted by every side road and detour. This is the work Marcus Aurelius was doing in his tent at night. He was strengthening his dam, reminding himself of his principles, so that the chaos of the day could not sweep him away. Take time to define your own principles. What does success mean to you, independent of anyone else's definition? What are your core values? Integrity, growth, freedom, contribution? Write them down. Keep them where you can see them every day. These principles become your filter. When faced with a decision to engage or to act, you can run it through your filter. Does explaining this serve my principle of growth? Does arguing this serve my principle of peace? Does defending myself to this person align with my ultimate purpose? The answer will almost always be no. And in that no, you will find your freedom. You will begin to embody a different kind of charisma, not the loud, flashy charisma of the performer, but the quiet, solid charisma of the master. People are drawn to this. They are drawn to the person who is so centered in their own purpose that they don't need to shout about it. They are drawn to the person who is calm in the midst of a storm. Your centeredness becomes a source of strength for others. Your refusal to engage in petty drama gives them permission to do the same. By mastering your own world, you inspire others to master theirs. Think of the greatest figures in any field: the revolutionary scientists, the game-changing artists, the legendary athletes. They were often misunderstood, criticized, and even ridiculed in their time. Can you imagine Michael Jordan, in his prime, spending his evenings on a forum arguing with fans about his jump shot? Can you imagine Marie Curie wasting her precious lab time writing letters to the editor, defending her right as a woman to conduct research? No. Their response to criticism was to go back to the gym, back to the lab, back to the work. Their response was another championship, another Nobel Prize. Their response was excellence. Their achievements became an unanswerable argument. This is the legacy you are building. Every day, With every choice, you are either chiseling away at your masterpiece or you are stopping to explain the chisel to passers-by. You have a finite amount of time on this earth, a finite amount of heartbeats, a finite amount of energy. Do not give it away cheaply. Do not squander it on battles that do not matter. The world will always demand an explanation. Your ego will always crave validation. Your job is to bravely, quietly, and consistently refuse. Your life is the statement. Your character is the argument. Your work is the evidence. So, today, I challenge you to a fast, an explanation fast. For the next 24 hours, or the next week if you are bold, make a vow to yourself. You will not explain. You will not justify. You will not defend. When you feel the urge, you will pause, you will breathe, and you will redirect that energy into a productive action. If someone misunderstands you, let them. If someone criticizes you, observe it as you would observe a cloud passing in the sky. It is there, and then it is gone. It has no power over you unless you give it power. Use that reclaimed energy to do something meaningful. Read a book that will expand your mind. Do a workout that will strengthen your body. Make progress on that project you've been procrastinating on. Be fully present with someone you love. At the end of the day, notice how you feel. You will not feel weak or defeated. You will feel calm. You will feel centered. You will feel powerful. You will feel the quiet, humming energy of the builder, the deep, steady current of the river. This is not a one-time fix. It is a lifelong practice. It is the daily art of choosing the signal over the noise. It is the discipline of protecting your inner citadel. But it is the most rewarding work you will ever do. Because what you are building is not just a career or a project. You are building a life of substance, a life of integrity. You are building an unshakable core of inner peace that no external opinion can ever touch. Your life is the grandest project you will ever undertake. The world doesn't need your explanation. It needs your contribution. It needs the chair you were meant to build, the book you were meant to write, the business you were meant to create, the love you were meant to give. Stop talking about it. Be about it. Let the quality of your focus, the depth of your character, and the relentless progress of your actions be your only reply. Let your life be the argument. Now go and build it.